Hey, this is John Carlos, and I am very excited to take a look at the Sideshow Collectibles 1/6 scale Darth Vader figure. Now, here we have a look at the little artwork that is inside the box. And then within the box we've got two layers. This top layer with the Vader figure, and a second layer with the base and the gloves and the little helmet support thing. So, the Vader figure comes with some pretty cool accessories, including an alternate head, and then a secondary prop helmet and mask, and the lightsaber hilt, and the lightsaber itself. He also comes with 8 alternate hands, and a really awesome Imperial logo base, with a little figure support stand, and this little support base for the prop helmet and mask. Alright, so I have unscrewed this back cover and removed the plastic little cover of the batteries, and then you screw this back on and flip the switch, and the light up elements on the chest and belt should work. So that's the first thing you should do when getting this figure all for yourself. Now, out of the box, his little crotch waistband belt thing rides pretty high, so you're going to want to lower this on the figure so that it actually does hover over where his wing wong is. Otherwise it looks kind of silly in the middle of his belly, and then you'll want to lower his belt too. His little breathing apparatus stuff. But once you get that lowered to a decent position, you're pretty much ready to rock. There's very little else to do here, aside from removing the plastic from the belt and the helmet. Now, everything about the articulation on this figure I'm very happy with. These little front plastic boot covers still allow the front part of the boot to go forward a little bit, but there's a lot of good range of motion for it to go back and side to side. But man, all the other articulation is pretty great. There's no real ratcheting issues, and also it's all very smooth. Nothing is stiff, nothing's locked on here, so that's working out great for me. Everything in the arms and elbows, nothing is a stiff joint. And I do like how soft and rubbery the gloves are. The textures on this are great. Like all this sort of like leather outfit that Vader wears contrasted with his boots and like the rubber gloves, all the textures look really, really great to me. We'll take a closer look at some of these textures now. You can see here, like in the chest, and all that little kind of like stitching pattern work going along the leather arms. You can see all these little ridges going along his chest. Here's a closer look at the light up stuff. The fact that it actually animates from one to the other. Also, the little scoring along the edges of it here. I like that they have a little bit of weathering to them. Paint on all these other things is really good too. But all the shiny elements to his outfit, I'm really happy with the sheen to them. I mean, if you look at these boots here, they have a really nice sheen to them. So yeah, surface textures are good, really good. The quality of this cloth is really good. You can see that they did in fact sew the little pleating into there, which is great. I like the quality of this belt. I love all the weathering. The quality of the cape is really nice, even just like this little chain here. But let's look at this helmet, because that's a good looking helmet. Even the little paint on the edge of the mask here looks really, really sharp. There's little nubbins right there. And you can see the grill right underneath. The vertical lines, you can see the kind of grating underneath in the back. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think it's a really, really pretty piece. I think this might be one of the finest things I've seen Sideshow Collectibles make within their 1/6 scale line. So one of the cool accessories is his lightsaber with the lightsaber fully extended. It also comes with a separate one with just the hilt. There's some weird kind of bleeding over the black paint along this. I mean, when you're holding it in the figure's hand, you won't really see those details, but the paint on that one really isn't terribly clean. The paint on this one, at least these black dots, a little bit better. And the line going around the silver here is much better, and it does have this little clip that you can attach onto Vader's belt. Now let's take a look at this helmetless head. The thing I like about it is the actual helmet portion, but I'm not terribly blown away by the head itself. It's a fine sculpt, but the paint on here isn't super detailed paint. Like you can see the paint on that vein is serviceable, but if you're expecting like a Hot Toys level of head quality, like the realistic eyes that Hot Toys is capable of, you won't see that. These eyes are clearly painted, and the shading around the eyes is a pretty basic shading, but like the detail in the scarring on his cheek is not a super fine detail. It's serviceably painted. Scarring on the back of the head looks pretty gnarly though. And they did do some really good like light freckling with white paint around here. I don't want to say it's a complaint, but it's just if you're expecting like a realistic skin surface, it's not. You're very aware that this is like a painted material and not a skin-like material going on. But look at the detail in his mask here. That is just awesome looking inside there. I think that turned out great, along with all this little gack in the back. Now we'll take a look at trying to put it on. Hopefully it's not like a giant pain in the ass. Hopefully it goes well. Popping off his helmet makes me really nervous though. Just because of the material of the helmet around is not super thick material. Make sure you get the chain of the cape clear of the helmet. Oh, that was actually really easy. That's nice. I like how easy everything is on this figure. So there's how that looks. It's pretty cool looking. I don't really see much of Sebastian Shaw's likeness in there, but they do keep it up to date with the modern Blu-ray special editions where they digitally removed his eyebrows. And lastly, I will try to clip on for you Vader's lightsaber. Fun fact, underneath this helmet I thought there'd just be like a solid black piece of helmet, but if you do look inside the helmet, you can see that it is like another Anakin Skywalker head base, and you can see his scarring underneath his helmet and all that. It's just kind of random but cool. Now here's a closer look at the Vader helmet accessory, and all the little sculpting details on the top of the helmet are really cool, and just even the little use of silver paint. I think this little accessory turned out great, but I really dig the inside of it, because that looks really cool in there. It also comes with this basic helmet, which, you know, looks exactly like I would expect it to look. Now, the bottom of this, you have to unscrew it, pull the little battery tab out, but when you turn this on, it turns on that little light up there. And how this whole shebang works is you take this little piece and you slide it onto the platform there, place the helmet on top, and you just have a very dynamic looking prop display or accessory display. I think it looks really cool. We'll do another shot of it in a bit with the lights off, but it's a really surprising little accessory. I did not expect them to include something like this, but it is really cool. Alright, now Vader comes with two lightsaber grip hands, left and right. He also comes with two kind of like relaxed pinchy palm hands, left and right. And I do like the texture here on the rubber gloving on the top. That's pretty cool. And he comes with a variety of right hands. Got this kind of open palm force wave hand. Probably the best hand, like the power of the dark side, like, you know, intimidation grip hand. You've also got the finger point hand, which I think is, you know, an important classic. And another kind of right palm relax. It's almost similar to the what I consider like the force wave hand. It's just the fingers are a little closer together. Now I'd like to just focus on the base here. You have to unscrew the bottom, and once again pull out that little tab, and, you know, try not to pull out the battery. And then there's a little switch right here, which gets not only the Imperial logo to light up, but the entire kind of rim that goes around it, which just looks flippin' cool. And you know, lastly, you would just attach the little figure stand element to it right there, and there you go. So here's a shot of the Vader helmet and mask accessory, and you can see, like in this darker lighting, just how cool looking it is. It really is pretty striking when you see it in person. Another thing that I just want to show you guys is the platform base here of the Imperial logo. You can just see it and just how it reads in the dark a bit. And lastly, I just want to give you guys just a little quick peek at you know, how Vader's lights kind of read in the dark. You can kind of see the animation a bit there. Like many of the things that I review, this is currently available at Corner Store Comics, and I can't deny this has a really strong presence standing on the shelf. This is one of Sideshow Collectibles' best 1/6 scale figures in my opinion. It's a really quality piece, and as a Star Wars fan, I flippin' love it. Thanks for watching.